Nico Hulkenberg is one of the paddock's good guys. You know, he's a supremely talented driver, very, very clever guy.
Not that clever. Thinks you look like Bruce Willis. No, he is. He's a supremely talented driver. Everybody in the sport seems to think he's got at least one Formula One World Championship in him. Is yet to find a berth at a top team, though. Why is that? It's a question, amongst many others, that we put to one of the most highly regarded drivers in Formula One when we were here with him in Mexico. Nico, coming back for another season with Force India, how much are you looking forward to it?
A lot, actually. You know, and for me it's like a new situation and a pretty good and comfortable one to be in the same team, you know, and just have a continuity which I never really had before, because I was always swapping team after 1 year more or less. So to be with the same team, the same guys, you know, it's really nice. If you know it early in the previous year, you can really relax and focus on the main things, on the job and driving.
What can you achieve at this team? Because it's been in the midfield, or the top half of the midfield, for so long.
Yeah, I think that's for sure. We need to maintain that and really be consistently in the points, you know, from our own strengths, race by race, weekend after weekend. But yeah, we need to take, or we want to take, the next step, which is, you know, get closer to the big boys.
Vijay spoke yesterday about the team punching above its weight. You've always punched above the weight of the cars you've had. Take it back to the start, though, for me. When did you know you had that ability to drive, to punch above weight of what you were driving?
Yeah, I was driving a kart near my grandparents' place, just some rental thing. I think I was 5 or 6 years old, and it was just, you know, a random thing. We went there on a Sunday for fun, and I liked that, but I didn't pick it up right then. It was only like 1 or 2 years later when I got really in touch with the karting, and then straight away fell in love, and yeah, it became like my passion, and ever since I wanted to become a Formula One driver.
When did you know it was something you were good at? Because you know, loads of us have jumped into a go-kart and think, yeah, I enjoy this is great. But there's a difference between enjoying it and knowing that you're good at it.
To be honest, I think quite early on, because straight away you go into some races, you know, you go into a competition, and I was quite competitive right away and challenging for wins and championships early on. So, you know, that gives you obviously the confirmation that you're doing something right and that you have some skills.
And the progression then through into single-seaters, was it all smooth sailing?
Yes, I think the karting time was pretty smooth and good. Lots of titles there and successful times. It was tough though, because it's you know, you have like, if you drive in Europe, you have 30, 40 karts and drivers, and it's really competitive and tight, and you really need to fight your way through. Also, their budget plays a little bit of a role. You know, if you have a better engine or a better car, it makes a difference as well. But yeah, then went to single-seaters when I was 18 years old in 2005.
We all look at junior single-seaters as being incredibly competitive, and we lose drivers every year coming through the ranks, but to actually make it through from karting, how tough is it, given the level of competitiveness and also the generation of drivers that you were in, to get through that level? It
was tough. It was difficult, but like I said, I was, you know, back then as a teenager, there was only that one thing that was, you know, glued into my brain. I just wanted to beat everybody and you know, go up through the ranks and the classes and reach my goal.
You're widely regarded as one of the most talented drivers in Formula One, and I'm not telling you anything you don't know. And yet, that opportunity at a Mercedes, a Red Bull, a Ferrari hasn't come. Why is that?
I think timing is very important, you know, to be at the right time at the right place, and also to be with the right people. And for some reason, timing hasn't been right so far. But you know, you also have to understand, it's only I enter my 5th year now. It's not like I'm doing Formula One forever. Sometimes people talk about me that I've been trying to get there for 10 years, but I'm actually still pretty young in Formula One. But maybe that's because, you know, obviously in the first half was really tough and not so good, but the second half was good. And ever since, the seasons have been good, and people always link me to top teams for some reason. And there has been some discussions, and there was a time when it was close, but like I said, it hasn't happened yet. Maybe one thing could be, you know, the weight or also the height, because for designers, if they have a smaller driver, they have, you know, more scope and more space to do different things inside the car in the monocoque. So that's maybe a bit of a disadvantage.
I think Newey said the perfect driver was 55 kilos and about 5'3", something like that. Yeah. What's the goal at Force India then? Is it to prove to the top teams that you're worth that seat, or is it to take Force India to the top and show everybody what you can do, and that you don't need to be with the top team because you can make Force India a top team?
Yeah, for me, it's about, you know, for me doing personally the best, and for the team getting most out of ourselves and trying, you know, to really, yeah, take the next step with Force India, grow together, and do the best for ourselves. It's obviously, you always aim for that, and if there's another opportunity because of that, then that's fine, you know, that's the result of it.
And you're doing Le Mans this year as well. How exciting is that? What made you decide to give it a go?
Yeah, it's a big challenge. Obviously, when discussions started with Porsche, you know, it's quite an exciting thing to be in Le Mans with Porsche. You know, it's quite an amazing brand and pretty cool. So I thought about it, and it's 2 races I do. I don't do the whole season, so I thought about it if it would compromise my Formula 1 program, but I don't think it will. So I decided I can do it, and yeah, completely different challenge. Obviously, like these endurance races, but I look forward to that a lot.
This is it. You look at the guys who are successful there at the moment. They're all pretty much either ex-F1 drivers or current F1 testers.
Yep.
That should play into your
hands.
hands.
Yeah, it's really competitive there. I've done 1 test last year before Christmas, and cars are fun to drive. They're quick and quite challenging. It's not so easy.
What's the objective now for you? Where do you see yourself in 2-3 years' time?
At the front, winning races, winning championships.
And World Championship, everyone's always thought you've got it in you. Do you believe that you do?
Yeah, absolutely, definitely, yes. But you need the right tool, as in the right car.
Thank you, mate. It's lovely. Thanks, Nico.
Thank you.